In the beginning, there was a language, a single means of communication that united humanity. With this unity, men sought to reach the heavens. They settled in a land called Shinar and said to each other, "Let us build a city and a tower whose top reaches the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, so that we will not be scattered over the face of the whole earth." And so began the construction of the Tower of Babel, a monument to human ambition, a testimony to the desire to be equal to God. Day after day, the bricks were stacked, one on top of the other, as the tower grew towards the sky. But what began as a show of unity would soon turn into a chaos of incomprehension. The Lord came down to see the city and the tower that the men were building. He saw what the unit could accomplish. Nothing they planned to do would be impossible for them. Then the Lord said, "Let us confuse their language so that they will not understand one another." And so it was done. Suddenly, familiar words became meaningless sounds. Hands that had been working together now gestured in frustration. The tower, which once symbolized conquest, has become a reminder of human limitation. Construction stopped. The people were scattered over the face of the earth, and the city was left unfinished. The Tower of Babel stood, not as a peak touching the heavens, but as a ruin, a reminder that while humanity may aspire to greatness, there are far greater powers at play. And so, the story of the Tower of Babel teaches us an eternal lesson about pride and diversity. She reminds us that while our differences can sometimes separate us, they are also what make us unique. And maybe, somewhere between heaven and earth, we can find a way to understand each other again. As people dispersed, carrying with them the seeds of linguistic diversity, a small group remained. They weren't ready to abandon the tower or their dreams. Under cover of night, they gathered together, murmuring in a language they all still understood. What if, one of them suggested, the real message wasn't about separation, but about finding a new way to connect? Inspired, they began working in secret not to rebuild the tower, but to create something new. They developed a system of symbols, an alphabet that could be shared and understood by everyone, regardless of the language spoken. It was a gift for the future, a hope that although words might fail, communication could prevail. Years later, these symbols would be discovered, giving rise to humanity's first writings. The Tower of Babel, then, was not just the end of linguistic unity, but the beginning of a new era of understanding. And the city of Babel, once abandoned, became the cradle of writing, a place where history would be recorded for future generations.